These fat couldn't catch up to him, even though he was bringing a bicycle with him. Jesus Christ. What was his crime? He said fuck Trump, right? The video starts after that happened, but he said fuck Trump. These are fucking brown shirts, man. It's insane. They charged him for exercising his First Amendment rights. It's a fuck ton of federal police. They chased him for yelling fuck Trump. We literally like don't have a democracy right now. I've been saying for like a year now that they're going to put like federal police outside a bunch of polling stations, or sorry, voting booths and such. Like it's what we're gunning up for, you know? The only time to be fat phobic is right now. I think you can be conditionally fat phobic. I think that fat people can look really pretty, and that I mean anyone can, I guess. Like obviously, if the fat person doesn't have their fit on right, then that sucks. If they've got their fit on right, you know, you can be really pretty and you're like a human. You're worthy of being treated well. However, it is funny when you have to run really fast, and I think that we can all agree on that. And I don't think that's a cowardly both sides kind of answer. I think that's like just a truth we have to acknowledge, you know? Like the same is true for very well endowed women where they're bouncing, you know? It's just comedic. It's nothing to do with like moral value or anything. It's like watching a tall guy try to fit into a tiny little, you know, Kia. Would he have been arrested or immediately released? I don't know. Let me peer into my fucking crystal ball. Let me look into an alternate timeline. Let me open my fucking sweater room door to 99 alternate universes where I can walk through and peer into one in which he was a little bit slower and got caught. What the fuck are you asking me? That would help, please do. Pulling a Doctor Strange. Observed fucking 900,000 different universes. The only one where MAGA doesn't cancel the 2028 election is the one where Ezra Klein is the Democratic nominee. Fuck! Get me out of here. It is always possible people get extra legally disappeared, but to the vast majority of people, what can be done against you has to fall within the purview of the legal system. That means judges, that means juries, okay? And the administration is not going to go out there and arrest like the 100 million people that are, you know, just anti-Trump broadly, all right? They're not going to do that. If you comply in advance, you're giving them exactly what they want. They would love that. They would love it if in 2026 and 2028, you guys were too scared to show up to the voting booths. They would love it if you didn't show up to protests. No matter what, okay? You need to be careful. Don't give them anything to charge you with. Avoid charges. But the First Amendment still reigns. The Constitution is still the law of the land. And they cannot take that away. They might be able to occasionally supersede it, but at the moment at least, whenever these battles go to the courts, the Constitution wins, unless it's the Supreme Court and they erode more of our rights. But when we're talking local courts or state courts or federal courts, consistently, the Trump administration does not do well. Your case will not be going to the Supreme Court. Yes, chat, if you are arrested off of some like bullshit chart, like you go to a protest, guys, shut the fuck up. I don't, not today. Come on. Jesus, fuck. Are you done with your Fall of the Empire segment? Oh, okay. Well, good luck not getting arrested. Anyway, here's the third time I'm posting about that. A lot of you aren't Americans, so you're not feeling the gravitas as I am, okay? Could they forcefully have people committed to mental institutions? No, that has to be done by a court. Also, America used to be much worse for freedom of speech than the 14th Amendment. Oh, God, if you guys ever want to read up on how much worse it used to be, look at the lack of free speech protections after World War I began. People were getting arrested, their businesses torn apart, like, all up and down the place, after World War I began. It was insane. Yeah, for speaking German. They were passing anti-German laws. Yeah. Like you couldn't speak German. Why? To support our allies over in World War I. As a Russian, some of you guys not understand what Vaush was talking about in your previous segment was very disappointing. Yeah, listen, it's an experience thing, okay? When you grow up in a country like Russia, you get advice from everyone around you, your family, your friends, whatever, telling you, you know, be careful. In America, we've never been given that advice because for the most part, we have had extremely robust protections, you know, freedom of speech. If you're white, you haven't. Well, the talk that parents often have with their black children usually has more to do with discrimination and police treatment, not so much like political messaging and the regime. It's like a different kind of talk. But I agree. Yeah, it's a similar kind of concern for sure. Older people here that lived under Pinochet are pretty much the same. Yeah, exactly. You know, man, crazy though. My Yugoslav mother just gave me this talk last week, Lamau. We're all gonna learn. We're all gonna learn. Muslims get it more in the U.S., I think. Yeah, well, the Muslims had an active persecution, a threat against them. This was happening to them after 9/11. Why is it so hard for VGG to understand that while you can still criticize the government, you should be more careful with your language? I think that a lot of people engage with my stream the way a lot of Trump supporters engage with Trump or with Mamdani or whatever, which is people want narratives more than they want information. You know, they want like a message more than they want politics. They want feelings, not policy, right? So in my case, like something can be really, really serious, but I feel like it's important to be careful with the distinctions and be specific because I don't want people to hear it and just go like, oh, it's so over. Oh, we're so back. And minimize the severity of the problem or overstate it and neuter themselves, you know, politically. So I just think for a lot of them, like, and it's like this all over the world to a large extent, but I think that over here in America, we're especially unfamiliar with this idea. How do we even get here as a country? It's baffling from your educated perspective. How does this take root? I don't want to orientalize the rest of the world too much by implication by suggesting that things are like especially crazy here in the US. People are crazy everywhere. Okay? This is not the only country that is falling to fascism. There are trends specific to America, like our obsession with firearms and our libertarian focus, that aren't really common in the rest of the world. But for the most part, when it comes to stuff like anti-intellectualism, conspiracism, I mean, you'll see the greatest amount of that in poorer countries, for the most part, lower education countries. What we're looking at is something that's very severe in contrast to where we should be, but as in absolute terms, you know, not so exceptional, right? It's exceptional because it's here. So we're fighting a broader problem here, you know?